Ring, finally launching it.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? 3 years in the making.
Yeah.
Was it 3 years? When did we first kick it off? When we started thinking about it?
Been talking about it for ages, like literally ages. Like this is going to be our first time, so I'm a little bit nervous as well, and got no script, no planning. We're working off a microphone, got a MacBook there. We're just doing all this recording. So those of us who are going to be watching this, thank you firstly, and be gentle with your criticism, but we welcome feedback. None. You want to introduce the podcast then?
Yeah, look, you know what? In terms of what you just said, we've got no script, we've done no planning. But if we go back to the title of what our podcast is, it's Raj and Rinks Talks When Nothing Makes Sense. So that's a good start because we're actually aligned to our title. So when nothing is going to make sense.
So, and why we decided to put the podcast together, and I think that we just put a bit of context behind it is, Nanda and I speak, every day?
Yeah. Is it every day? I think it's more than every day. If you take into account WhatsApps, we've even got each other on Teams, FaceTime. I think we're talking at least 6 times a day.
Which for some people wouldn't think it's normal. But the reason the podcast came about was we just talk shit all day, right? All day we just talk rubbish in between our day jobs. And then the weekend comes and we're talking a bit more then. And this is when we thought about it, that why don't we put something together where when we talk about it, to other people it's just nonsense, but to us, I find us funny.
No, I think I actually think we're funny, but a lot really stupid because we have no logic in what we talk. When we speak in those many times in a 24-hour day, how many times we speak, there's nothing. You'll make those funny noises, or you'll do those funny expressions like, I mean, that's what you'll ring me for, and I'm like, why don't we actually, promote ourselves, promote our stupidity, and do podcasts? So here we are.
So you know what? This isn't about bigging ourselves up. It's all about just being creative. I think with everything that's going on in the world, and we're always working, we're always stressing out, everything's always busy. We thought about just doing something creative, just to have some fun, and wanted to just share our journey or whatever we talk about with you guys, so you can see our stupidity. And we started off with that stupid Batmobile video in Budapest. Was it Batpods?
Batpods. But that was, I think, look, it's about creativity. Wherever you go on YouTube, someone or, somewhere globally is promoting themselves, whether it's through TikTok, whether it's through some YouTube or some other social media channel. So we thought, you know what, let's give it a crack ourselves and see how we get on. And you, as the audience and our listeners, see how you kind of appreciate us on our very first podcast. Okay.
Is this a podcast or a vlog? I don't know. Podcast is where I don't know.
I don't know, man. Look, we both work in sales and marketing, but I have no idea how to market ourselves or what a vlog or a podcast is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to talk about now, which is really bad because we put ourselves under so much pressure. Okay, here's something. So the reason why we posted that, why did we put the post up when we were in Budapest? Why did we do that?
Well, there was a couple of things, wasn't it? There's one was that we were on a buzz thanks to alcohol and consumed a lot of it during that day. But I think that gave us the maybe
the catalyst.
Yeah, maybe the alcohol was the kind of catalyst to say, you got to do this, guys.
Did you regret it though? Were you nervous?
well, somebody did say, didn't they, when we promoted it on Facebook, that it's all drink talk. We'll see if you go ahead with it, right? Or, you know.
So were you nervous? Are you worried about how people are gonna perceive you after this?
Absolutely, of course, yeah. Because look, people who are going to watch us are going to be a lot of ours going to be our friends and our
safe environment
and our network, and I'm hoping that everybody goes easy on us. We'll get some good feedback. We're able to capitalize on that feedback and able to as we do more of these, we'll get better and better. But we know this first one, right? So apologies in advance. It's probably going to. My arms actually look good in this video. Look.
Yeah, I'll be. Have you not noticed? I put a hoodie on, so I can't even compare with your arms.
Oh, I knew they were big.
You got a nice set of hair as well. I'm already receding.
Didn't realise they were that big. But anyway, I digress. So look, you know what? Up to your point, I was nervous, very nervous, because when you make an announcement like that, you need to go ahead with it, right? And you need to, you need to go ahead with it.
Yeah. I was nervous, really nervous.
You know, when I woke up in the morning and looked at the Facebook posts and the promo kind of trailer that we posted, I was, what the fuck have we done? Yeah. But then, Ring, you and I both, right, from our backgrounds or growing up, and we've always embraced a challenge, and I call this a challenge, right? Another one to to move ahead with and see how far we can take it.
Your hair.
Yeah.
Did you have it nicely set for this video?
Yeah, I went to the toilet and I did.
You did, didn't you? Because your hair looks amazing.
I did.
And I just went and ruffled my hair a little bit and thought, I'm just going to get on the camera. As I keep looking at it. Oh, mate. So, here's a question for you then. Do you think we're coming across a bit fake right now?
No, let's talk normally. That's how we talk, don't we?
Normally, yeah.
That's how we talk. Broken English. Yeah.
Umming and ahhing.
Umming and ahhing. Thinking of what to say next.
Then who was that woman? Who was she? Mum, throw Mama from the train. From Goonies. What's the actress's name?
I can't remember. But we knew someone in real life.
No names.
No, I'm not going to name names.
No names.
Remember, we were young and we used to go to a maths tuition. And obviously,
you're going to say something. No, I'm
not. We used to go to maths tuition when we were kids. And, we used to go there. You obviously, I had to do my tuition first because I was obviously 3 years ahead of you. And then you would have your tuition. But then obviously fast forward 20 years time, even though you're 3 years younger than me, you kind of caught me up in education side of things. But that's another day. That's another topic for another podcast.
Another topic for another day.
Another day. But yeah, did you used to laugh when we used to go to that tuition?
Yeah, man.
Because I'll be, the tutor will be teaching me algebra.
And you hear the background noises of someone burping and farting.
In the background.
It's disgusting.
She was lying on her back going, I'm making those kind of noises. How are you going to study to that?
It wasn't this week. I left you that sound.
How are you going to study to that? I can't even say that I'm going to blame her for me failing GCSE maths because I failed my GCSE maths twice.
Dear God.
Or was it 3 times?
I don't even know. I don't know.
I did pass it. Some people will say that he still hasn't got GCSE maths, but I have.
Anyway. We're going to go down the education route.
Yeah.
My kids think I'm like super brainy.
Anyway, what else?
I don't know. What happened this week then? I was away with work. I ended up watching Sweet Bobby.
Oh my God.
Oh, shocking, man.
Yeah.
I was actually hooked.
Yeah.
I actually, I was at this conference, and I remember 10 years ago I'd be at a conference, and I'll be one of the last to leave the conference on the dance floor, doing all those bits and bobs and drinking. I couldn't actually wait to go back to my room and watch Sweet Bobby.
Yeah. God,
I did notice something the other day. Ange said that when you eat, you check your stomach. I've been watching that, and when she said that, she planted the seed in my head, and I've been watching you. And every time you eat, you just touch your stomach. Like you eat and it's going to go fat straight away. What's all that about?
Well, that explains it, isn't it? That's why Ange keeps talking about it all the time. I wish you fucking did biology. But we know that story as well, why I didn't do biology at GCSE.
You might as well tell people. I mean, look, do you know what? It's actually it's a valid, it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a background of how some not our parents, but some parents' generations how they used to think about biology.
I remember that back at
you can say the school.
Back at Lancaster Boys. Remember, it was a time we just going to have a module, because this is before GCSE started. So you were learning everything in one science subject, and my closest friends opted out of not studying the biology subject when it came to reproduction, because their parents had the view that no, we don't want our boys exposed to that lesson. So they had a note. So they used to sit outside the class when that lesson was going on.
And doing what? Other subjects?
Other subjects, just catching up on homework and stuff.
But how did that affect you?
Well, they were my closest mates, and I thought, who am I going to sit with in this class? So again, not knowing that this is education.
And important.
So I forged a note made out that my mum and dad signed it, and I gave it to the teacher, and hey presto, that teacher said, you sit outside as well.
The worst thing is, Nana's son is going to edit some of this video, and he's going to hear all of this stuff, and then he's going to make his remarks about what was going on.
Yeah.
Do you wish you did it though?
Well, sometimes, I wish I did, because, it will stop me from doing this every time I'm eating food and understanding a digestive system, etc.
Personally, I think it's the best science. The best science.
But Ring, talking about science, and in terms of where you've taken your career to date, the first 20 years of your career was all science-based.
Yeah.
And you haven't even got an A-level science subject. You squeezed it to pass your GCSE science as well. And what really impresses me about you is how much you know about the human body. Yeah. There's nothing. I've seen you in conversations with people, with doctors, consultants, nurses, or even speaking to, Ange, for example, who's a pharmacist by background, and talking to her about stuff, and you just automatically relate, and that is quite impressive. To me, that's quite impressive. Someone who's never studied science at degree level, hasn't even got a science at A level, and barely passed the science GCSE, and has worked in the medical fields and giving guidance to doctors of how to do operations. So let's talk a bit more about that, right? How do you feel about that sometimes? Do you wish that you paid a bit more attention, or went to university and did a medical kind of, not a doctor-related degree, or maybe something which is science-related?
Yeah, I was talking to Dad about this a good few years ago, maybe longer than, maybe about 10 years ago, and I remember the conversation. And love to have done medicine. Yeah, I think it's a noble job to have. But anyway, to answer your question, 100%. And what happened, and it's a really shallow thing I'm going to say, is that when you're getting... I can't even talk now. I was trying to be sensible.
Okay.
This is actually a really sensible conversation.
Yeah, got it.
Where was I? Yeah. When you're getting paid to learn, sounds really shallow what I'm going to say. When you're getting paid to learn about spine or colorectal surgery, all that good stuff, right? You know, cochlear implants, all the good stuff, audiology, you just absorb. And I think when I was back in the day of school and college, I wasn't actually interested in studying. But now I love learning stuff. I mean, it was getting paid to do something, and then you got to go out and if you don't know it, you're not like come up here in front of a doctor or a surgeon, so you have to know your stuff. But as you're doing the stuff, you start realizing, oh, look, this is really good stuff, and I really want to understand more. So I did a lot of self-reading, really understanding, which gave me credibility when I spoke to people, to clinicians about, I guess, my product, but also understanding that whole therapy area. Love it. And I absolutely love it. And I wish I could. I mean, it all comes down to how much time you got, but I'd love to have done medicine.
But you touched upon a point, yeah, and I think some of the audience might relate to what I'm gonna say next. Education, being brought up in a big Indian community,
yeah,
where we were kind of, had a lot of pressure of us of being compared to people who.
Why are you tensing your arms so much?
I'm not. I really am not.
You pumped iron, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
This morning you went to the gym. Because yesterday I rang you and you were in some barbers getting your beard trimmed. Then you went gym last night. And then this morning you would have gone gym. Did you go gym this morning?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.